Oh, help me, Dr. Zaius.
Back in 2005, having started my teenage years, I eagerly anticipated the release of Crash Tag Team Racing. All I remember of that fateful Christmas day was being shocked that you could win by just attaching your car onto the back of an opponent's. This wasn't CTR, I thought. It wasn't even Crash Nitro Kart. I was so appalled and bored out of my mind, I turned the game off and never touched it again. Now, having gone back to it 15 years later, was Kitty Me too harsh? Most of the critics seem to think so, though for them a 7 out of 10 is average. Crash Tag Team Racing, prior to its release, was expected to be revered alongside the legendary Crash Team Racing on PlayStation 1. This was also expected of Crash Nitro Kart, and just like it, Crash Tag Team Racing received the same mixed reception. That is if you're Metacritic. 7 out of 10 is a good score in my book. However, many fans see Crash Nitro Kart as being an overall better game than Crash Tag Team Racing. Let's start off with the story and audio. CTR begins with Team Cortex driving and shooting after Team Crash, causing them both to crash, no pun intended, into an amusement park. The eccentric cyborg owner,
Front clutch, pun entirely intended,
is happy to see them, however, as he reveals the black power gem powering his life force has been stolen. However, he offers ownership of his theme park as compensation to whoever finds it first, along with 5 other stolen power gems that power the theme park. During this interlude, we are introduced to Von Clutch's 2 sidekicks.
Not so fast. I'm Pasadena Opossum.
And
mein Charlie Pack mascot, Willy Wumper Cheeks.
Both who quickly let their feelings known of Crash.
Hey, Pally, you look thirsty and I'm brimming with Wumpa Whip. What are the chances? Hey there, hi there, ho there. Want a frothy body temperature cup of Wumpa Whip?
Howdy, Crash. You look like you gotta go potty. Want me to show you where the outhouse is? Howdy, Crash. Them there's some tight pants you got. You get heat stroke, Crash? You need mouth to mouth or something?
Straight away, it's clear Crash Tag Team Racing has some adult humour disguised as for children. That's when it's at its best. Other times when the humour is childish, not so much. Also making their debut are the comical reporter duo
Chick Gizzard Lips here
and Stu, with the former being voiced by Quentin Flynn, who's a hoot! He's voiced a lot of important characters in his career, such as Iruka Sensei from Naruto, or Raiden from Metal Gear Solid if you're not a complete weeb like me, but a weeb nevertheless, and Engine from the past. Speaking of which, the runner-up performances are from Cortex and Engine. They're voiced by Lex Lang and Nolan North, 2 people whose names sound like they were ripped from a comic strip. Other notable performances are Coco.
Oh, Crash, thank goodness you're here. I've been trying to get this car working, but that stupid know-it-all know-nothing Nina stole my fusion unit.
And Crunch.
Enough jibber jabber. I need help. I found a ride that needs driving. You gonna help me? We bring the hurt. Eat your greens. Float old Crunch alone, low interest. I buy that ride and word, we bounce.
For the most part, cutscenes are put well together. Every character has a lot of dialogue they spout off based on whether you're racing them or not. It's quite impressive considering most games only use a few voice clips, or have the characters say the same line each time you talk to them in the hub world. Even the random NPCs get this treatment, though the less I know about this kid's life the better.
Somebody tell my wife I'll be waiting in the car. 2 weeks a year vacation and I'm spending it here?
These NPCs creepily gather around Crash when he gets close, like he's there for everyone's amusement. At least you can hit them back, that's always fun. While CTR's cutscenes are amusing, they feel disjointed and fail to tell a cohesive story. Essentially, they're akin to today's meme culture before it was relevant. Did you know Crash Tag Team Racing's story, new characters and game script / dialogue was headed by animation producer and director Jordan Rechik of Perky Pinkle Studios? Side note, is this the origin of Neo Cortex's middle name in this game?
Have you any idea with whom you are dealing?
Several renowned evildoer Dr. Neo Periwinkle Cortex.
Rechik also based the plot on a twisted hybrid story of Walt Disney's Disneyland theme park and a Scooby-Doo type mystery. While dialogue in the hub area between Crash and Co is amusing, what hinders it a bit is Crash only responds in grunts. which means an NPC can only ever have a one-way conversation with him. Music. You'll notice from the menu the music sounds a bit odd. That's because of Crash Tag Team Racing's soundtrack, which is performed by a cappella, which means by mouth. I found it annoying at first, but it later grew on me.
Dang, 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 dang.
Visuals. Crash Tag Team Racing's character models look mostly like they should, both in and out of cutscenes. They don't have that buggy eye effect that plagued a lot of characters like in the Neo Cortex and a lot of other games in the time, like The Simpsons Hit and Run. The random NPC clones look derpy, but they're not important. The game's textures are a little on the muddy side, but since this is set in a rundown theme park, I guess it fits. Driving and handling. Despite being called Crash Tag Team Racing, racing is only half of what you do. With this, Crash Tag Team Racing has adopted the main gimmick of Mario Kart Double Dash. This is where two racers share a car, with one driving and the other shooting. That's where the similarities end though. Unlike any Mario Kart or any previous Crash racing game, Crash Tag Team Racing's tracks are one-way lanes. With that said, you eventually unlock a shortcut with each track later on, but even this doesn't add much substance. None of the 15 tracks are fun or creative in any way. Not to mention the cars can't even drift, a feature that was expected in any kart racer since the 1980s. In conclusion, the worst part of Crash Tag Team Racing is the racing. That's most of the game. The only praise I can give is that the tracks are nice to look at in the first lap, and they all look like different areas of a theme park, which was the intent. The most enjoyment you'll have is manning the turret, gunning down approaching racers over the 3 laps, while picking up the occasional weapon. There's other basic racing modes, such as driving into targets and a battle royale, but thankfully they're optional. Platforming sections. Platforming and exploring each hub stage, on the other hand, offers the best gameplay experience, and I say that lightly, which is kinda sad. Each of the 5 hubs matches the quirky setting of being in a theme park, while all standing out in their own right. These range from a fairy tale / horror stage to a dinosaur area. While discovering each one, you'll be greeted by Willy friggin' Wampa Cheeks himself.
Yo-ho-ho in a bottle of Wumpa Whip. Ahoy, mateys! Batten down your hatches and swap my poop deck, says I.
Thank you, Mr. Cheeks.
While they're all unique, none of them has anything to do with the lore of the Crash Bandicoot series. Not to mention, they're only glorified large hubs used to access levels. Each offers plenty of areas to explore, with plenty of coins to collect. These let you purchase clothes for each racer, or crystals so you can finish the game quicker and never look back. A certain number of crystals are needed to unlock each new hub stage, which provides some challenge. Normally you can earn one by winning an event or finding them hidden in each hub area. I tried earning as many outside driving as I could. Each racing course awards 2 crystals for winning, which is the only reason I bothered with them, to be honest. Difficulty can be set for races. I always choose hard to match my
Big bags of ice for my head.
Your karts rubber band in a way that would put Mario Kart to shame. Each time I shot them, they quickly sped back up to me again. Rinse and repeat for 3 laps. Many games require you to get good too. Not to mention, finding crystals hidden around the hub areas requires exploring a little outside the box. For some reason, there's only one enemy type that exists in the hub levels, Kung Fu Penguins, which some people would say is racially insensitive, but I don't think so. Crash can spin, jump on, and body slam them. That's all his moves in the game. I wonder why he always forgets what he learns after each game. The screen fades to black when you touch a hazard, with the same underwhelming death animation. What happened to the unique death animations since Crash Bandicoot on PlayStation 1? Like when Crash was squished, he became a head with 2 shoes, or when blown up with a nitro crate, he turned into an angel while playing the Dingaroo? And who could forget getting kissed by a frog who turns into a handsome prince? I guess the fart jokes are more important.
What horrors for you are in store?
Also, when you pause the game, it makes a skid sound effect. A nice touch. Minigames. Each hub has a special minigame which is better than racing. These can range from shooting farm animals, protecting hula dancers from bombs, or my personal favourite, bowling. While unique at first, unfortunately in later hub levels, these mini-games are just repeated with a different coat of paint, adding to the repetition of this title. Easily the worst mini-game in each hub is activated when Crash and a chicken exchange sound effects. Then you have to find what must be around 100 in the hub just for one crystal. No thanks. Crash Tag Team Racing at least offers multiplayer on its tracks, but it still doesn't make me want to race in them. I also found a glitch where I got stuck behind a switch. That was fun. Verdict. I don't know who the target audience was for Crash Tag Team Racing. It mostly consists of adult jokes, but also fart jokes for children. The gameplay has variation, but features like the racing feel so tedious even kids will get sick of them. Platforming in some mini games are okay, but they're not enough to hold the game on its own. I actually had fun the first 2 hours because of this variety. Crash Tag Team Racing has a fitting theme, as it's just like being in a carnival ride. It starts off as short-term excitement before continuously feeling the need to throw up for the rest of the trip, so I recommend playing it but not finishing it. Lay it! I give Crash Tag Team Racing a 4 out of 10. It's second rate and it deserves a C. Thanks for watching.
Hello guys, hope you're having a fantastic day. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and to subscribe for more videos.